Welcome back to Civilization 5 Brave New World with me, Daniel, OnionGrave64, or CivilOnion based upon how you know me. Now we're back with Portugal, and just in case you weren't here for the first 4 or 5 episodes, depending on how I cut it up, I think we did 5. What we know so far is that our next door neighbour is Darius I of Persia, and that he is probably going to try and wonder spam. That tends to be what he does. He's all about the golden ages. However, over here we have Assyria. I still don't know very much about them, but what I do know is that whether the AI is like this or not, I don't know, but if they take a city of yours, they get a tech that they don't have, for example. They can only do it once though, per city. And we also have Greece near us. Greece are notoriously aggressive, but so far the diplomacy in our new Brave New World expansion pack has somewhat made him a bit more passive. Don't know how long that'll last though. Less passive have been the Aztecs and the Russians, who have been at war already. But here we are. We're not in a particularly great location. We've got tundra to the south of us, and not particularly useful tundra either. There's some iron, which unfortunately we are somewhat lacking in. That is an extra issue, because if we wanted to take Darius out, we want to do it quite early before he starts expanding massively. At least we've got incense. What we're going to try and do is go through a bit of an insight on the new factors in particular with Brave New World, because I don't know too much about them. All I know is we've got some tourism already, because in one of our cities, in Lisbon, the capital, we have the Parthenon, and as a result we have a painting in there. We have this painting, which I don't know anything about, so for all you art buffs out there, that's the painting we've got. Needless to say, I don't know very much about art. What we do need to do in this episode, though, for sure, or, you know, in this batch of videos, is try and get hold of some iron, at the very least. What we really want to do is build Petra in Lisbon. Petra is the wonder up here that you get at currency, which improves desert tile. Not as much as it used to, it has been nerfed. However, it's still a very good wonder to have on this map. What we're also going to do is do a bit more exploring in the vain hope that there's some ruins left that haven't been captured. You never know, do you? It would be nice if we could capture a ruin and get either a population point or a tech or some faith maybe. Whether we go for a religion or not is dubious on this game, because obviously that was a Gods and Kings expansion pack add-on rather than in this version, so we want to try and prioritise the new things rather than the old. Blah, 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 blah. For now, we will say nothing, because if we're going to plan and attack Darius, we don't want to be backstabbed by Assyria simultaneously. They are very close to us as well, which is not ideal, but at least the land to him is a thin snake type land, meaning obviously it's a lot easier to defend a 2 wide piece of land than it is a 12 wide or whatever. Is that ruin active? That encampment rather? Indeed it is. We'll go this way. Darius unfortunately has access to iron already, which is not great if we want to take him on by any stretch of the imagination. Obviously, if he has iron, he has the potential to have swords, which are strength 14, which is pretty high for the classical era. I think it's the highest classical era strength unit going. And there's dye over there. I don't think we have dye either, do we? No, we don't. Yeah, we really need to beat Darius to Petra, by the looks of it, though. Obviously Russia won't be going after Petra by the looks of it. The Aztecs, they don't tend to wonder build much anyway. Greece might though, so I want to build it quite quickly to make sure we don't get beaten to the punch. Because obviously you can only build one international wonder anyway per game. Buildings, for example, like the National College, which are national wonders, you can have 1 per empire, but buildings like Petra, which are wonder buildings, you can only get 1 per game. So you have to get there first. If you get halfway through, and then the AI builds it, you get what I coin, and quite a few others coin, as fail gold. Fail gold is what you get when you've tried to build something, someone's beaten you to it, and all the product there, all the produce and the production that you put towards it gets converted into cash. The ratio is roughly one. Well, it always looks like it's roughly 1 hammer to 1 gold. It's probably nowhere near as good as that. You don't really want to get beaten to too many wonders. Although, purposely going and half building wonders to make sure you get some cash is one viable way of playing, especially on wonders that you don't really want. Sometimes I do that with Brandenburg Gate, which is a long way away. But it's not a wonder I particularly like, but it's a wonder that the AI quite often goes for quite quickly, you see. So you know for a fact you're going to get your money quite quick. Especially by that stage, because you can sometimes see what other people are doing, depending on whether you're placing spies in there, or I believe you can put diplomats in there as well now. Not entirely sure, but I believe that's what you can do. Might actually be worth... Could build a library. What we're going to do is get another worker. We're nearly at the stage where we can buy an archer or a warrior again, so I'm not too worried. I don't need to save that. Oh. Oh. People that watch my previous LP will definitely know why I am not overly enthused at seeing Hiawatha on a map. Most people tell me when they have Hiawatha on a map with them that he's a bit of a wimp, he's not very good. Whenever I get Hiawatha, he's a pain in the backside. So yeah, that's not thrilling for me. How close is he to Darius? Reasonably close, about the same distance I am from Darius, so hopefully those two will get embroiled and kind of have an even fight. So I apparently didn't put my teeth in today. I'm going to do that. Because if I get Petra, that hill is going to be a very nice tile. We do have animal husbandry, right? Yes, we do. So I can improve that cow. I believe pastures give you extra hammers rather than extra food, so cattle can become quite a well... Oh, found something else as well. Boudica usually gets a religion very early on because her ability is all about that. Where is she? This is quite a compact Pangaea map. Have we met everybody? Yes, we have. So we'll quickly have a sit rep and think about who's where. I bet the Aztecs have some pretty good land around them because they look quite close to the middle of the map. Oh wow, that is a lovely... Oh my word! Wow, Edinburgh got a quality start. The 1 marble, 2 stone, 3 silver, a horse and iron. That's a bumper crop right there. Do we want a farm or do we want a mine? We probably want a farm there because there are so many desert hills around that a lot of them will become mines. I think I'll actually wander this back just because I'm paranoid that we're going to have a problem with barbs again. The Aztecs are about to settle the city. Hopefully not on the die like an imbecile, but that would be typical AI for you if it had. Hanging Gardens, I believe you now need... Do you need tradition to build the Hanging Gardens now? Yes, you do. Please don't settle on the bananas either. That would... Obviously it doesn't matter to me, but it'd be a massive waste and I don't want to see it. I hope we get that copper tile soon. Not because it'll be a particularly wonderful tile, even though it won't be bad, obviously, but... Nevertheless, I would quite like to get the extra 4 happiness you can get from it. Another barb encampment, not going to be bothered by that one. One thing I do like that I do remember that somebody told me is that you can actually see now how intimidated city-states are by you. So I quite like that. Because any stat that you can make and you can show the player is an improvement on a map like this. In a game like this in general. we don't want to be second guessing what the right answer or the wrong answer is, so let's get a library out. Oh, we have the access to that copper tile now, so after I've done the cows, we'll go for that. Actually, no, I'll leave that there until we get to 3 population, and then I'll probably stagnate Porto for a little bit. The question I have to ask myself, though, oh, there's Genoa there, that is not a new city-state, is where I would want a 3rd city, because plonking it between Antwerp and Passagadé is not a bad idea by any stretch. It's just which tile would I put it on? Because I would quite like to be out at sea, so it might be worth putting it 3 tiles to the southwest of Antwerp. I would have access to the iron if I did that. Wouldn't have access to one of the stones and the incense, but at the same time I'll have access to fish, truffles, a wheat, and even though this is not a sea, really, if you think about it, I'm guessing that the way trade works, there'll be a benefit to being on the sea, because there seems to be very little benefit to being on a river. I'm assuming there is a benefit to being on a river, it's just not as great as it would look. I'd quite like to see where the Aztecs are in terms of the land around them, though, because they are, of all the AI here, I'm guessing that either them or Greece are going to be the most hostile and aggressive. Monty has a habit of being afraid of players. I'm not entirely sure why. I'm guessing that harks back to history, where when the Spanish came to basically capture all of South America and plunder it, the Aztecs believed that the head of that operation, I want to say his name is Cortez, but I'm not entirely sure, and they actually thought he was a god, and therefore should do what he says, because of these demonic horses that they arrived in. I believe that's the same guy, though, that ended up burning down his own fleet ship so that his fellow soldiers couldn't run away, so a bit of a lunatic, fair to say. Right, we've got the Writers Guild. What this does, it gives us a great person point. Okay. That seems fine. I'm not going to worry too much about that right now. How many turns is it till we get currency? 14. What do we want to build? What do we want to build? What have we built already in this city? Because we're getting scientist points, and if possible, I don't like to have the same city getting engineer and scientist points at the same time. Sometimes it's unavoidable, but in general I try and avoid it. Might be worth going after Stonehenge, though, just to try and get a religion. Having a religion that boosts happiness is very, very helpful for AIs, for players, because the AI cheats when it comes to happiness. Yeah, we'll try and build Stonehenge as quickly as we can, and if need be we will buy a military unit, which was the other option I was thinking, to protect ourselves a bit.